Hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're doing another album review.
It's the
finishing.
last
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin review.
Unless I get any live albums. But yeah.
And it is the In Through the
Yeah,
Album. I nearly said Song Meant to Sing.
This is the deluxe edition as well.
Yeah. And
You've got listened to the second one once, haven't you?
I think so. Yeah, it's got two vinyls. It's in like the cardboard sleeve. Well, it's paper sleeve, sorry. And then it's got the regular album, then it's got the deluxe vinyl. And a different
hot dog.
Different colour, does it not?
Don't think so.
Oh, thank God for that.
That's like the best song, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got
hot dog. It does.
Has got hot dog. Same label. They got the Swan Song label. I mean, I think these sound. I mean, this album sounds pretty decent to my ears.
Yeah. You can tell the differences in the.
I mean.
Well, I can. But
yeah. I've not really listened to them in a long time. But what do we think about this album then? So
I remember at one point I used to be one of my favourite Zeppelin albums.
Yeah. And I was like, come on, James, stop kidding yourself.
No, it is a very good album.
It's a really good album. I mean, it's sort of like a departure from their previous sound, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's very synth oriented.
Yeah, especially on
this is
the epic Carousel Alhambra.
This is the one album where Robert and John Paul Jones had full control,
because
really.
didn't Jimmy Page and John Bonham sort of were battling like drug addiction?
Yeah, well, Jimmy was sticking needles in his arms and John Bonham was
raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
So Robert Plant and John Paul Jones,
they came in during the day to record stuff, and then Jimmy and John would come in the evening. Yeah, in the evening.
Yeah. So the first song in the evening is one of the highlights of the album. It opens up with a good guitar riff, and it's a pretty good. It's very synth orientated.
Yeah. The live, when they play it live, it's pretty good. I mean, the way that Jimmy uses his tremolo bar is a bit questionable in the live shows, but it is pretty good. My favourite bit is, after the solo, like, it goes into that like breakdown kind of thing with like the phase pedal.
I've not listened to this song in quite a long time, to be honest.
I like that part.
But the other song, the next song, Southbound Suarez.
It's not as good, but I still.
It's like it's got like a
country feel.
Yeah. The piano is sort of like
ragtime.
Yeah, ragtime piano feel to it. But it's a pretty good. It's got a pretty nice guitar hook to it. But it kind of just sort of stays the same throughout, I think.
Pretty much. The guitar solo is pretty good, I think. But
yeah. So like in the evening's pretty strong start to then Southbound Suarez. It's not anything too special, I wouldn't say, but it's still a decent song. But Fool in the Rain,
probably the best song on the album.
Well, it's absolutely the best song on the album, I think. Which is this is like one of my top 10 Zeppelin songs, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's one of their best songs. I mean, it's probably their last brilliant song, like the last best song that they did.
Yeah.
Clear, definite 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just such a great piano riff. Really upbeat song. Great vocals by Robert Plant. It's got a really good middle section with like the like samba bit.
Yeah.
South American influenced samba bit, and then the guitar solo is brilliant.
But even the drums going into the guitar solo.
The drums,
it's just
the drums for the whole song are great.
I know drummers that have said they've tried learning this and they can't do it because the groove that it's in is so difficult to get. It's
just once again shows how like monumental a drummer John Bonham was, even when he
never lost it.
Yeah, even when he wasn't in a great state
physically.
Yeah, physically, yeah.
But he never lost his.
Yeah, it just shows their musicianship as well as a band, to be honest. And then the side one closes with Hot Dog, which has never really been one of my favourite Zeppelin songs.
I know it does.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it. I think it's got a catchy riff and catchy solo.
I just think the guitar is a bit too messy.
But it complements the song. It's nice, and then the lyrics. I like the lyrics as well because it's just like a country song once again.
Yeah,
this album does give me quite a lot of country vibes.
Yeah, I guess they're sort of trying different things, which you can't blame them for. But it's just not one of my favourite Zeppelin songs. I just don't think it really sounds like them.
But Hot Dog sounds a lot like an Elvis song or something like that. Kind of with Robert's vocals. I mean, Robert does a very good Elvis impersonation. As in, like, singing wise.
I can't imagine Elvis singing a song like this though.
No.
Well, he did sing a song called Hot Dog, but
he did, yeah. When I first saw that, I thought
that is a better that's a better Hot Dog than this Hot Dog in my opinion. Anyway, that's the other side one. So it's a pretty strong side. The only song I really don't care for that much is Hot Dog, and then side two opens up with Carousel Alhambra.
that took me about 3 years to actually finally learn how to say it. But
Yeah, I've never really known how to properly say it, but I
I'm
think
pretty sure it's Carousel Ambra.
Carousel Ambra.
It would make sense.
I mean, this is another very synth-oriented track. It's very synth-heavy, and it does have sections in it which I like quite a bit. I mean, I like the I like the guitar parts on it,
yeah.
and I like when it sort of breaks down and it goes into a bit more of like a darker sounding section.
For the most of it though, it's very repetitive synth parts.
Yeah, and I just don't think it justifies a 10-minute length.
No. I mean, that guy, I've forgotten what his name is. That Elvis YouTuber. They commented on my Coda video.
Oh, Mark's Elvis for Everyone channel.
I think it might have been it. Oh, someone else. I can't remember who was saying it. They were saying, listen to Carousel Ambra more, because then you'll just get. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean,
yeah,
over the years, I've grown to like it more. But I'd still, if it came on Spotify, there's like a 95%.
I actually prefer this to Hot Dog, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Jesus.
But it's still not one of Led Zeppelin's best songs. I mean, to be fair, Led Zeppelin, I mean, I'd say at least 70% of their songs are amazing. So like, there's only very few weak links in them.
70?
They've got great songs. There's a lot of great songs.
I'd say more than 70% of the songs are great. It's like 90.
Well, right, but there's a very few weak links in their discography, and this and Hot Dog, like
two weaklings on one album.
Yeah, it's like House of the Holy. I mean, I've never cared for the grunge.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you?
No, I don't care for Dear Maker either. So that's another one where I just not a big fan of them.
It's like one of my favourite songs, Dear Maker. I still like it now.
Nah, never really cared for that song. But we're not talking about that album.
No.
But that's still, it don't drag down that album too much. But yeah, I mean, Carousel Ambra, it's just a bit repetitive.
It's
like,
too long as well, I think.
Yeah,
even if they shortened it by like 2 minutes, it would have been.
Yeah, it just needs to be shorter. But it's not unbearable by any means. It's not a bad song. It's just not one of their best songs. I'd say this is like definitely the album that you should go to last when you listen to their discography.
Yeah, I'll Coda.
Yeah, I was sort of like Coda after this, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
And then the following song, the album actually closes really well. I mean, All My Love is a beautiful song. Robert Plant wrote that for his son who died.
Yeah.
Did he fall out of a window or something?
No, that's Eric Clapton. Robert's son had a stomach infection, something like that, and it just killed him off. I think Robert found out on tour like that his son was ill.
Yeah.
And then like a few days later he was dead.
Well, he was still on tour?
I think so, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So they cancelled the tour.
Yeah, I can't believe I just got it mixed up with Eric Clapton. I didn't actually know how he died, to be honest.
Yeah,
I knew
it was like a stomach problem or something.
Right.
Like stomach infection.
It's still a very beautiful song. It's got like a really lovely synth solo. It actually reminds me a lot of the keyboard solo from In My Life. It's sort of like the same tempo.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's like it.
But this is probably done actually like live, not sped up.
Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful song. I'd say this is a 10 out of 10 song, I think.
Jimmy originally didn't want to have this song on because he thought it was too poppy, and he thought everyone was singing in the crowd like going, "Oh, I love my love," and he didn't like it until he found out that it was about Robert's son.
Yeah. Well,
then he was like, "Okay, fair enough, we'll have it done."
Yeah.
As it's about your dead son.
Yeah. And then the last song, I'm Gonna Crawl, I also really love this song.
It's a really good song.
I actually think
I prefer that to All My Love.
Well, that, All My Love, and Fill in the Rain are my top 3 songs on the album, I think. I mean, I'm Gonna Crawl is really, really good.
It is a really good song.
It's a great way to go.
Fun to play.
It does actually. It actually like it's really quite a mellow tune, and because it's quite slow paced, it sort of like just puts you in like a reflective mood, and it's just like I sort of consider this where like Zeppelin sort of stopped because like John Bonham died after this. So it's a good way to sort of close off their chapter in music, I guess.
Yeah. It just feels. It's in some ways slightly underwhelming that it's the last song where they were all recording.
I know, but they just didn't know what was going to happen, I guess.
True. I mean, they had plans to do something amazing after this, Jimmy and John Bonham.
Didn't they want to do like a back to like the basics?
Really, yeah. Kind of something like that, where it's like really heavy kind of stuff, yeah.
Well, overall, this is a good album.
Yeah,
but it's definitely
probably the weakest out of them all.
If you're not including Coda.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I
did mention that video that you can either class it as an album or a compilation album.
Yeah, it's definitely in like the bottom 3 Zeppelin albums, but all of Led Zeppelin, Led Zeppelin's albums are good. Like they've not got any bad albums, so that's not really saying it's a bad album. It's still got a lot of great. Like 4 of these songs are really great songs.
Yeah.
And then there's just there's 7 songs. Yeah, so it's 4 great songs and then some more mediocre songs, but it's still a really good album. I'd give it at least like.
I'd give it an 8.
I'd give it an 8.
8 out of 10.
Yeah. 8 between an 8.
A solid 8.
Yeah, solid 8 definitely. At least an 8. At least.
Yeah.
On a good day, maybe an 8.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
But probably not actually. But yeah, so we finally wrapped up Led Zeppelin.
Oh, it took 3 years, but yeah.
Yeah. How many have I done with you? I've done
About 3 or 4.
I've done Zeppelin 1 with you.
You did Zeppelin. You did House of the Holy. Zeppelin 3 and this. Yeah.
Zeppelin 3. I don't remember doing that. That was a long time ago.
So I had a very bad haircut.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one.
We're still keeping up quite regularly.
Yeah. We're keeping up our regular upload schedule, which we'll continue as much as we can. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.